Hello everybody!
Hi!
My name is Darren.
And I'm Graham.
And we have seen a little-known film called Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Little indie movie. Have you heard of it, other than the fact that you've seen it?
I've heard about it in about 4 billion places.
Tell me what it's about.
All over the shop, and there's merchandise everywhere, and there's little
I'm wearing a
tie-ins with
t-shirt.
every single bloody franchise or shop, or it's just everywhere.
You say
For
that?
good reason. Because it's excellent.
Is it excellent?
It's
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Marks, top notch.
Yes.
Go on, I was nearly going to start ranting. Carry on.
Oh, go on.
No, about the faux film fans, the people who are like, oh, well, it's just a remake of the, like,
no, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, well, no, it is, but it's meant to be, like, that's
Yeah, but I'm starting to get
it's an
annoyed by it.
homage, but starting to, there's only one film out.
No. There's only one film out, but there's been other films
With
that
the homage.
So anyway, just to explain, The Force Awakens is essentially a kind of remix, reboot, remake of A New Hope. It's the same plot, but they've changed things.
It's J.J. Abrams in it, of course it's an homage. That's what he does, he likes to do that kind of thing.
Well, I'm saying that I loved The Force Awakens. I loved The Force Awakens, let's get that out. But I think that we're in dangerous territory now where people have decided to start sort of doing sequels that are remakes.
No, but that's not the case, is it? Because they're not actually doing that. They're not
That's what's been done.
They're not just making. I know, but it's to bring, as you say, like it's to kick off this new generation.
Yeah, I know.
So this film is very very well. It's an assumption, and all we got to go off is
say a thing
thoughts. But basically, like, only this film needs to be nostalgic.
But
and
why does it? Why couldn't it just be an actual sequel?
Because it still needs to feel like Star Wars.
Well, but it could do that without being
new characters and stuff like that.
It could do that without being the same story.
It needs to make it that same universe and that same world.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to make it the same story.
No, I know.
Well, that's what we're arguing about.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I really like The Force Awakens.
I agree that they don't have to.
Because there's not just that.
But it helps tie it. It's the emotional response that they're after. And if you've already
well, that's cheating then, isn't it? Because you've not earned it. You've just shown people what they already like.
I got that. Yeah.
So why are you defending it?
They're using a familiar vehicle, but adding new, interesting characters and stuff to help propel the franchise in this new generation. But
they could have just had a new story as well.
Yeah, they could have, but I'm saying that nostalgia and stuff, that familiarity.
Well, Super 8 was nostalgic, that film, but it wasn't ripping off the story of anything else. It was just being sort of an homage in general, a vibe, as opposed to key plot points.
Yeah, no, but you couldn't tie that world into another. I mean, it's obviously.
Yeah, but this is a different film.
Yes, I know, but when you got such a backlog and such a rich history and stuff,
you're telling me there's no possible way to have done a good episode 7 that didn't have the exact. Well, what are you saying?
I'm saying it's been designed to specifically rope in fans from every generation, old ones who know the stories.
Yeah, exactly. But we've all sat through the prequels, so you don't have to give us a remake of episode 4 to have us in. Just make it a good film, we'll come. So, I mean, and obviously there's also Star Trek Into Darkness by J.J. Abrams, which is essentially a reboot remix of Wrath of Khan.
Well, yeah.
There's Jurassic World, which is obviously essentially the same but slightly different of Jurassic Park. Spectre as well was borrowing elements from, You Only Live Twice and things like that. So I think it's about time we got... it's worked fine. I like all those films, but let's stop doing that before it becomes really irritating and then we hate the ones we've already done that to, is what I'm saying. And also I think that, like, I love The Force Awakens, as I keep saying, but at the minute it's one of the new trilogy, and I reckon that when we've got 3 films, a complete trilogy in this new one, we're going to look at them and go, 5 and 6 are really good. It's a shame that first one doesn't do anything different or new. That's what I think.
I don't think we will, because I think we'll be able to appreciate the fact that it's setting up a new generation years after.
But it could do that without being the same.
No, I agree.
So why won't we go, it's a shame that it couldn't have the same story?
You're ignoring what I'm saying, though. I'm saying, yes, you are.
What are you saying?
So you're not accepting the fact that
I think that we'll get to a point where we see this trilogy complete and we go...
When I say you're ignoring what I'm saying and then you'd speak over...
Because I'm clarifying my point, so then you can clarify yours. So I'm saying...
already halfway through mine?
Yeah, but I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm saying...
What's your point?
I'm saying that I think we'll look back at this new trilogy and think, I like the 2 original ones, it's a shame that first one didn't do anything that episode 4 didn't, and you're saying...
It was worth it because of the familiarity and the nostalgia.
You're saying that you couldn't do that without the same story.
We've been through this like 3 times now.
So what's your answer?
No.
You're saying no, you couldn't do that?
I'm saying yes, you can, of course, you can come up with a new story.
So why is it better that they did that instead of what...
I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm explaining. I'm just saying if you do it in this way, where you've got familiar beats and different and familiar kind of history, and obviously they're all referring back to it and stuff like that. Then and there's familiar scenes where they're flying down the thin channel of the Star Destroyer and stuff like that.
I think that's the problem.
Star Killer, sorry.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Is that because it does, but I think that the Death Star in the original is better than the Star Killer base in this, and I think that the end in which they destroy the Death Star in the original is way better than the end of this with the Star Killer thing. So, not by drawing the comparisons, you're just showing your own kind of inferiority in comparison.
But it's also...
I'm not saying that they didn't do other things better. I'm just saying that that's a...
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
What?
Anyway, move on.
Okay. What else did you like about it?
All of it. What did you like?
Oh my god, he's actually
What
angry.
did you like?
Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Kylo Ren.
Yeah, who else?
Han and Chewie.
Yeah.
Finn and Rey.
Mm.
All the characters, really. That was one of the good things about it. Not the story, but the characters were great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Do you like the special effects? Do you like the music?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Should have had a new composer. They've used the old one
actually, it's
so
funny you should
many
say
times.
that. I was kind of hoping that they'd go for Michael Giacchione.
Yeah, but thank God they didn't. We just I
don't know how to pronounce his surname, but he does all of J.J. Abrams' music in the past, and he did the score for Star Trek, and I thought the Star Trek score was amazing.
Mm.
So I was kind of... And he's basically like the next John Williams, but without John Williams' tried and tested, autopilot.
Music by numbers.
Yeah. Mm. Oh, not to say... I mean, I did like the score from this, but yes. So what did you like specifically?
Doesn't matter what I like.
Oh my god.
I'm not going to listen either way.
I will. I was trying to get to the point.
I will when I watch this video back some other time. Oh, I'll listen.
I was trying to help me understand your point.
Anyway, let's talk about Star Wars.
Okay, go on.
No, you go on.
What didn't you like about it?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, for
what did you not
like? What did I not like?
I'll tell you what I did like.
Go on.
Snoke.
Oh, did you? That's interesting because I didn't like
it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter
what did you like about him?
I liked his little bumhole mouth because it reminds me of Smeagol's little mouth, and there's obvious a reason for that. But
which is,
well, he's got a bumhole for a mouth. I like bumholes. No, I'm just kidding. It's obviously Andy Serkis' little weird, creepy little cleft lippy mouth. He hasn't got a cleft lip, but it's like one little bit like lifts and stuff like that, and it's on Smeagol. Yeah,
all right.
It's actually copied over directly. You know?
He got lips like Roger Moore has eyebrows.
Yes, sort of.
Raises them to prove a point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's when he gets mean, isn't it?
Did you not think that he was kind of boring looking?
He just looked like an old alien. I was kind of thinking it was maybe going to be like... Well, yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of a big reveal. They hadn't shown anything or anything like that, and then...
Yeah, it was a big reveal, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he was just like, oh, there's an old zombie-looking Voldemort.
Yeah. They put a lot of importance on him, I think.
Yeah, well, I'm sure everyone's like talking. Have you heard who he might be?
Snoke.
Who the latest fan theory as to who he is?
The guy with the lightning hands.
Palpatine.
Yeah, Palpatine has not died.
No.
Okay.
People are... I realise that this name's going to go over your head now.
Potential spoiler.
The whole thing. I don't watch the spoilers. Yeah, people are saying that they reckon he's Darth Pelagius.
I know the name. I've heard you mention it in the past when you say, like, I'm a bigger Star Wars fan, and I'm like, go on, prove it. And you're like, oh, Darth Pelagius.
That conversation's never happened. Because I don't think that you would want me to prove that I'm a big Star Wars fan for you, which is no.
I can see it. It's all
Darth Pelagius is the one that taught Palpatine how to be a bad person, and supposedly...
Was he good before that?
I don't know. Who, Palpatine?
Yeah.
Oh, no, maybe just taught him how to be bad. Not he made him be bad. Taught him how to do the lightning things and stuff. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
How to tickle the balls.
Tickle the ivories. Carry on.
Yeah, so and Palpatine, when he's trying to seduce Anakin to the dark side, says, Pelagius learnt to control death and stuff like that.
Oh, is that him?
And Palpatine, I think, then went on to kill Pelagius, but maybe he didn't. Maybe that's him. I don't think it is, but that's the latest theory I've heard.
Yeah.
Spoiler video! Yeah, I didn't like how Luke wasn't in it at all.
He was in it.
Yeah, for like 1 second.
Yeah.
And as I say in the blog that I've written, go read it. Like, they've been saying for months, people are like, why isn't Mark Hamill on the poster? Why isn't Mark Hamill on the poster? And they're going, oh, there's a reason. There's a good reason. You'll see there's a good reason. Yeah, he's not fucking in the thing. Yeah. If they just said, it's not a spoiler to say he's barely in it.
Yeah.
Because then you're just watching the whole thing going, where's Luke? Oh, well, halfway through, Luke will show up in a second.
Yeah. All these characters are in trouble. Who can save him? Oh, the Jedi Master, who's still alive.
But just not even that. It's just like, just when's Luke going to show up? That's what I'm waiting to see. Mm-hmm. And then he didn't.
Poochie?
I'm sure on the second viewing, now I know that Luke doesn't show up to the end. I'll love it even more than I did the first time.
A lot of people are saying that. Like, the second viewing's like just so much better.
Yeah. Well, also, there's a tragic moment on a bridge. Even though I've said spoilers, I don't want to say it because I can't.
There's always tragic moments on bridges.
Yeah, well, if you know what I'm talking about, you'll know what I'm talking about. This has been a really hateful video between us.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, I was so kind of traumatised by what happened on that bridge that I almost don't know what happened in the last 20 minutes because I couldn't get it out of my head.
I try my best not to laugh because I knew you were hating it.
I wasn't hating it in that like I didn't want it to happen the way it did. I just didn't want it to happen because like when a person a person that I care about just
if I was
died,
to just knife your dog in the throat right now,
I would fucking kill you.
Yeah, exactly. But if you could only watch it on a camera or screen, on a TV screen.
Yeah, I wasn't quite that upset. I mean, but I was really upset. Like internally, I might not have showed it on the outside straight away. I did when I got home. I had a little whinge. But when it sunk in, I saw it. Well, you're going to work it out from this.
It's a default response to anything emotional, isn't it? Just cry.
Yeah.
Cry your way through it.
Yeah.
Carry on.
I saw a picture of Hans saying, I know, from that bit in Empire. And I just thought, oh, God.
Yeah.
That's him. That's the one I just saw. I just remembered who he was.
And no more.
Yeah, I know.
He's never coming back. No film.
I know.
Unless he's young.
To quote him.
Spin-offs?
Yeah, well, there's going to be the spin-offs of Lord and Miller, but it's not Harrison Ford, is it?
No. That's Lord and Miller.
So, so I really like Kylo Ren, and I think...
He might be it, he might have a little cameo.
He's not.
Yeah, he might have a little cameo.
Okay, maybe. Maybe like Luke in this.
Yeah, exactly.
Kylo Ren did it more in like one scene than Hayden Christensen did in 3 films, or 2, Jake Lloyd, or whatever his name was, to express a sort of conflicted person who's between the dark and the light whilst being seduced one way.
Have you seen another fan theory?
About what?
What's his name?
Who?
Kylo Ren.
What?
They say he's like a they didn't use this phrase specifically, but they said like he could be like a double agent. Like he's on the dark.
Well, he's fucking taking that to the extremes, hasn't he?
Well, no, but to become a Sith, you have to kill somebody you love or something like that.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, something like that. Anyway.
Well, who did Vader kill?
That's not. It doesn't matter.
Vader didn't kill anyone except all those children, but I don't think he loved them. So that can't be right.
Well, I don't know, but this is just what I've read. This is what I've seen. Somebody saying like, we could be on the dark side to specifically get to Snoke to gain his trust and stuff like that.
That would be the most boring plot twist ever. I'd rather him to be conflicted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, an actual emotional turmoil rather
exactly.
than just But I mean, that's the kind of where the turmoil comes into it because like he doesn't want to.
Well, just fake it then.
He doesn't
want.
The only
people watching was Chewie and Rey. Just go. Look, Han, Dad. I'm spoiler alert.
Big spoiler.
I've got to do this really horrible thing because Mum's put me up to it.
Yeah.
Just hide for a bit,
yeah.
And we'll just say I killed you.
No, because even Kylo Ren can read people's minds. That's what he was doing for half the film. He was just standing there staring at people.
So then can't counteract it when... Well, Snoke's not a Sith, is he? So maybe Snoke can't read minds?
Well, apparently there are no more Sith. Apparently that whole order's gone. It's all...
Well, that's the thing, that this kind of movie kind of devalues the originals, doesn't it? Because the whole Anakin Luke thing was meant to bring balance to the Force, and then that film franchise ended... with episode 6, and then we come back and it didn't bring balance to the Force.
No, it didn't.
And also it's like, we've defeated the Empire, hooray, hooray, end of Return of the Jedi, start the new film, oh, there's more baddies now.
Yeah.
Oh, that was short-lived.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And they're everywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of like Sicario, it's just the sort of secular nature of evil and the chaos of it all, it's never going to go away.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, yeah. Oh,
so, yeah.
Did you hear Obi-Wan Kenobi in this one, by the way?
Hear him?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I did, but I forgot, and then I read about it online. Yeah, Alec Guinness and Ewan McGregor play Obi-Wan in this movie.
Oh, right.
There's a bit where she touches the lightsaber, Rey, and then you hear like flashes of everything.
Yeah.
And there's one bit where you hear Rey, this is your first step.
These
or
are your
something.
first steps.
Oh, did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it at the time.
Well, who did you think it was?
Just sounded like a lady.
Oh, well, the bit that was Rey was Alec Guinness, and these are your first steps was Ewan McGregor.
Oh, right, okay.
Apparently, the Rey they edited from a bit where Alec Guinness shouts out "afraid," and they chopped that bit, and then they got Ewan McGregor in to do the rest.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool enough.
Apparently Yoda's in there as well, but I didn't hear Yoda.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, you loved it?
I loved it. Definitely go and watch it. You'll enjoy it. It doesn't matter about, nostalgia and stuff like that. Like, it's worth it for that,
Yeah.
And
I liked it. I'm just saying that I'm getting worried by all these.
It because you're like, no more reboots. Oh.
Yeah, I agree.
Sometimes
see previous argument.
Sometimes,
but let's not do it all. Let's not get into a thing now where this is what we do all the time because both Jurassic World, this, and Spectre made quite a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly. And this would make it even more than all of them.
Well, we'll see. Okay, bye everyone.